Hi, I'm Andy McNair, Application Engineer for Pentair Hypro, and today we're out working on a 2014 Case Patriot 4420. And the reason why we're out here today is that the customer was noticing some decreased pressure last year when he was spraying and a little decrease in his pump performance compared to usual. And so we're going to take a look at the pump that's on there today and install a ForceField pump as an upgrade. So let's go take a look. All right, so we'll start by removing the existing pump on the sprayer. Got a couple hose clamps to take off the outlet and the inlet. And then there is a vent line on this pump as well that we'll need to remove, and a pressure transducer that will connect and then reinstall on the new pump. So let's get started. So I've got both water side connections loose, both those hose clamps taken off, and I've also disconnected both hydraulic lines on the motor and temporarily pushed those up to prevent any more oil from coming out. And now we'll take off the two bolts along with the vent line and the transducer and drop the pump. Now I'll need a little bit of assistance when I take that other bolt out, so the pump can be supported and I can take it off the machine. Well, we've got the old pump off the sprayer, and you can see we've got it put next to the new ForceField pump we're going to install. So now I'm going to remove the inlet and outlet fittings along with the hose barb for the vent line and the pressure transducer, and transfer them into the new pump. So I'm going to go put this in the vise, get those fittings removed, and come back with them installed in the new ForceField pump. All right, so we've got the new pump in place on the machine, and I've connected the inlet and the outlet fittings, so we've got those all clamped up. Now I'm just going to reattach the hose barb for the vent line, the pressure transducer, and then we can hook up the hydraulics. So I'll get started on putting the vent line back on. That helps with purging the air out of your centrifugal pump, helps it prime faster. All right, now I'm going to have to hook up the hydraulic lines. On this machine, there's not a master shutoff valve for the hydraulics, so I'll have to uncap the lines I have temporarily capped, and then work quickly so we don't lose very much oil while we hook up the pressure and the return line on the motor. So let's get started. All right, so we've got the hydraulics hooked back up on the machine. We've got the inlet and the outlet hooked back up to the new ForceField pump. And you'll notice that before I removed the hydraulics, I'd actually put a red zip tie on the pressure side hydraulic lines to keep them separate, make sure I hooked them up the right way when we got the new ForceField pump on there. And that just helps ensure that you don't accidentally run your pump backwards, damaging the seal. So we've got everything wrapped up here. And I think we're about ready to go. So we just got things wrapped up with the ForceField pump install. Everything went really smoothly. The new ForceField pump bolted into the factory location, all the fluid lines hooked up just like the old pump did. And the customer is going to have a little more peace of mind this season with that ForceField technology protecting the mechanical seal against dry run, against chemical bonding, and ensuring that he's not going to have any downtime this season. So now that we've got the ForceField pump installed on the machine, we wanted to take a look at the customer's old pump, tear it down, take a look at some of the components. I'm looking at the date code on the label. It appears it's from 2010, so it's got about 14 years of use on it. but I should note that the customers put in 2 seal kits. They've also replaced the impeller over the years. So there has been some service and maintenance done to this pump, but I want to open it up and take a look at the internal components and see what might be causing that lower pressure or that decreased performance that the customer is seeing. So I'll tear it apart and let's see what we find. All right, so you can see there's a lot of staining on the impeller just from the chemicals that have been going through this pump. What I will show is there's a significant amount of wear around the impeller eye, and that impeller eye mates with the stainless steel wear ring on the front of the volute. And if there's a lot of wear, that'll cause lower performance, that'll cause cavitation, and decrease pump performance. So that's probably one of the contributing factors that led to the low performance on the sprayer. One other thing you will notice is that inside there's 4 plugs that are threaded into the casing, and on the inside there's a significant amount of material that has eroded over the years. And so these plugs are barely holding on to the volute. There's maybe 1 or 2 threads that are keeping the plugs inside of this pump volute right now. So that's just something that happens over time. The chemicals you're pumping can be corrosive to that cast iron, and just it'll eventually eat away that material, and this could cause a pump leak. So these plugs are barely holding on, and it's good that we replaced the pump when we did, because you'd hate for one of those to come loose this season when you're out in the field spraying. So now I'm going to take off the impeller, and we'll take a look at the mechanical seal to see what that looks like as well. All right, now that I got the mechanical seal off, I am just taking a look at it. The seal faces do look like they're in pretty good shape. However, I noticed some discoloration on the shaft, which is most likely from a dry run event. And so with the new pump that we put on the sprayer, that ForceField technology is going to protect the mechanical seal in case those dry run events do occur. It's got the separate seal chamber that's going to keep the mechanical seal in a propylene glycol mixture to make sure it stays lubricated, stays cool, and to prevent any sort of downtime and mechanical seal failures out in the field. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, feel free to like and subscribe to our channel.